Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Capital City Baptist Church. What a pleasure once again it is to be here with you, sharing about what the Lord has put in my heart for today's devotional. And so we begin with 1 Corinthians 3:7, which reads like this. So then, neither the one who plants nor the one who waters is anything, but God who causes the growth. Mhm. You know, for the longest time, my wife and I didn't do too well with plants. Plants are beautiful, they really are. And properly placed and maintained, they enhance the aesthetics of the space that they're placed in. But maintaining plants requires a lot of work. And for people who are too busy or just lack the patience for said discipline, keeping plants alive and well is almost an impossible task. For the longest time, my wife had little success with plants. That is until she started working from home. Suddenly, she had a little more time than she did before, and staying at home instead of commuting and fighting traffic gave her hours she didn't have before. She began to take greater interest in, or in other words, better yet, care of our plants, ensuring that they were trimmed, watered, and fertilized. And so the one that used to consider herself to possess a brown thumb now has a collection of plants that look great. But still, we realize that even with her newfound time, discipline, and dedication, if the Lord decided that all plants should stop living, then our planet would eventually become barren and unable to sustain life. God is the sustainer of life and all that we know and see. What we do as believers before our God is completely and wholly possible by Him and Him alone. Your abilities, whatever those are completely allowed and given to you by His grace and will alone. Now, it occurred to me as I was writing this devotional that the Apostle Paul, in his desire to spread the good news, wanted to preach in Asia, but the Lord didn't allow him to do so. Now, there are all kinds of speculations as to why the Lord did not allow him to preach there. At least one person thinks that it is likely because Peter was the one assigned to that region. That's right, possibly. But that might be so, but regardless, the Lord said, He said no to Paul. Now, Paul could have taken offense at being forbidden to preach to those folks and also could have turned his wrath towards others, or worse still, could have refused to comply. But he didn't. He recognized that God was directing his life and that if he did not want Paul preaching there was a good reason for it. One that probably he might never understand, but he had to trust God that he knew better and that Paul did not. I'll tell you what, that's what we call submission, an acknowledgement of the sovereignty of God. That is understanding that we labor where we are placed. We do as He has called us to do. We submit to His authority and leave self out of it. Cain in the Bible wasn't able to do that, or better stated, refused to do that. His anger at his gift being rejected only increased until he acted upon the innocent. What is your attitude about serving the Lord? Is it for self or for His glory? Are you serving Him in what He wants you to do, or are you holding out because it is not what you had in mind? Do you serve Him because you love Him, or do you serve Him with personal gain in mind, whatever that might be? Our service to our Lord must stem from a total submission to Him and an understanding that it is made possible by Him and for His glory. Nothing of what we do is possible by us. It is totally and wholly dependent upon Him. He gives the ability to do what He wills. He gives us the breath of life to do what He wills. He gives us the ideas to do what we do for Him. And because it is He who gives us all of these to serve Him, and it is He who gives the growth, should we not be also willing to submit to His direction of how, when, and where He wants us to serve Him? You know, brothers and sisters, I say this all the time. It's not about us, it's about Him. It's not about fulfilling our ego, it's about bringing Him glory. And so, my beloved listeners, may we always remember that whatever we do, that whatever we do, it is to be for His glory and His glory alone. Not us, because it is not us who gives the growth. It is He who does. And so let us remember this now and forevermore until He comes. May God bless you. Thank you for listening. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday if the Lord wills.